What's up, you guys? I'm Andy. This is the first episode of Andy's Cuts. With this series right here, I'm gonna be showing you guys everything I know about cutting hair and how it can help you. Every Monday from here on out, I'm gonna be releasing a video about barber. Anything and everything about barber. So if you guys are interested in cutting hair or becoming a barber, come check out my video every Monday. So why don't we go ahead and get started? I want to talk to you guys about something a lot of people misunderstood. It's the difference between a fade and a taper. A lot of people don't understand what the difference is. I didn't even know what the difference is when I first started cutting hair. I think when I was almost done with school, then I finally found out that a taper and a fade is two different things. So those two things right there are very confusing, and it can be really confusing for people that don't cut hair. Even for barbers, sometimes they don't even know what the difference between a taper and a fade is. And I'm talking about the newer barbers, not the one that's been cutting hair for a long time. You guys should know what the difference is. For the clients, it's not something for them to know. It's nice for them to know, but it's something for the barbers to know and explain it to the clients. In this video, I will help you guys know what the difference between a taper and a fade is. So if you guys are just clients out there who is trying to get a haircut, you then feel a lot better when you ask for a taper or a fade and not get something else. All right, you guys, these are the tools I'm gonna use today. The Senior 5-star, the wall shaver. This is what's gonna get it down to a skin taper. You need this. And then we have the brush. You're gonna need to use this brush a lot. And T-liner. This thing is absolutely necessary. And last but not least, this comb. This comb is really, really helpful. Be sure to have one in your hand at all times. I'm gonna explain the taper part first. So the taper only happens in two areas, sideburns and the neckline. So only these areas is what's affected when you're doing a taper. A fade's very different. The fade, actually, this is the taper right here, okay? Just the sideburns, nothing behind the ear, nothing at all, just the sideburns. When you're doing a fade, depending on if you're doing a low, medium, or high. So let's just say we're doing a medium fade. Fade goes all the way around the head, all the way around, all the way to the other side. The taper, only sideburn. I know that these things are going to be very confusing, but I'm going to show you guys right here what a taper looks like, and then I'm going to show you what a fade looks like. I'm going to start the taper, and then I'm going to show you guys what the difference is. This is the guideline for the taper. This would be considered a medium-low taper. It's not too high where it's up there, and it's not down here either. So that would be a low, and this is the medium. Today, I'm not gonna show you guys how to do a taper. I'm gonna save that for another video. Today, I just wanna show you guys the difference between a taper and a fade. So if I'm rushing through this, don't worry, I'll explain it in another video. Remember this clipper that I was showing you earlier and this comb? This is a part where we're gonna start doing a clipper with a comb. This part of cutting hair requires a lot of muscle memory. This isn't something you can just pick up and do right away. Your eyes has to be trained to see it, and then your muscle has to remember how to do it. I remember in the beginning when I was doing this part right here, I was not good at it because I don't even know what I'm cutting. It's very confusing to do clipper with a comb, but this is the most crucial part in the whole haircut. Next to the fade, making sure it's there, you don't leave any line. This clipper with a comb part is very, very important. Just be sure you guys master that. So as you're doing the taper, I know I said this isn't a taper tutorial, but just be sure, come back and clean up what you see that's dark. You might not see a line, but still, you might see dark areas that you don't want to have there. Now doing a taper, sometimes people line this part right here up. They do that line right there to make it look sharp, and it also pops out the taper a lot. But not every client likes the line up, so be sure you guys have to ask that. And also clients, remember some barber will line it up if you don't let them know that you don't want it lined up. If you do want it lined up, ask them. Now, since we're done with the taper, remember you have to line this part up. Because it's a taper, you will still have this line. Same thing applies to the back taper as it does to the side. It matters how high you go. You can ask for a high taper, medium taper, or low taper. With this, we're gonna do a low taper. This right here is considered a taper. You guys see how there's still hair right there, how you can actually still line it up. Some people like that. They don't like this being all bald. But here, there's no more sideburns. It blends right into the hair. This part right here, it doesn't matter what number it is, as long as it's a number 1 and above. Some people do a half taper as well, but I think it looks the best when it's a number 1 at least. 1 and above, right here, and then skin taper. You see how the blend's right there? And also the blend right there. These two blend, when the hair grows out, it grows out extremely natural. You don't get the line that's on the sideburns and then you still have tiny hairs that's growing out on the bottom. You don't have the line on the back and then have neckline all around. This is how the back looks like. I didn't touch this part just yet, so let's just pretend this part's not there for now. See how the back taper blends and see how the side taper blends. Now I'm gonna show you what a fade looks like. So the fade's a little bit different. As I was saying earlier, it goes around the head. I'm gonna do about a medium to a medium low. For a lot of you guys who aren't barbers, don't get freaked out about this part. I know there's a big line right there and a lot of people are gonna be scared, like that line right there. It's called a guideline. This thing is very important. This is what keeps your entire fade looking very consistent. So just a little bit of a tip of doing fades. You have to create a first guideline. After the first guideline, you create a second guideline. This right here would be considered a second guideline, and that was the first guideline you saw earlier. All we have to do is just get rid of the bottom line, and once you get rid of the bottom line, you will start seeing that fade coming in. You guys should already be noticing the difference between a fade and a taper. See how that first line is gone, and now all you have left is another guideline to get rid of. This is what a fade looked like. Remember how that taper was right here? Now it's all the way around. When you see these things side by side, you can completely tell the difference between a fade and a taper. That's it. Did you guys learn something today? I hope you guys did. The reason why I made this video is because being a barber, there's a lot of time clients mistaken and barbers mistaken what a fade and a taper is. I wanted to clarify this and help everybody out. Make things easier for you guys. So I hope you guys like this video.